Greetings. Is this the double top, my friends? We've been buying like crazy. Really caught the dip like solidly this morning on Tesla. I was it was a little awkward, but I'm just gonna be fully transparent here. I had to go to the bathroom and like let me check what Tesla is, and I just see it like plummeting straight down, and I'm like, crap, like literally. I only have money in Chase, and the only way for me to trade that is to call them. So I called them anyway. They didn't know unless they watched this video. But I had to get the dip on Tesla this morning. So it was great. My order went through like right here at like 890. And you know, the only thing that bothers me is I got some people leaving comments like, I got it at 886. I kind of don't believe them because it was only at 886 for like a freaking minute. Yeah, I mean, here, I'll prove it to you. And remember, every time I buy and sell, I mean, you should already know this. Every time I buy and sell, I send alerts to everybody in the stocks and psychology of money group. But this is it. See right here, right there, Tesla. I got my 300 shares at $8.99, and that went through at 7:36 this morning. So shortly after the market open live. But yeah, you know, that's I think a lot of people at least somewhat appreciate that, because then if you're like working or something, you don't have time to be staring at the charts all day long. That was decent, especially since I saw it was like sitting right above this 880 line. I'm like, oh, let's go. I don't really have that much money to keep spending because I'm kind of at my personal threshold of where I don't want to keep going into margin. But you know, I did a little bit of buying today. So it was good. And obviously I've been buying like crazy the last few weeks just in all the red. It is possible though, and it's always worth noting that we have this potential double top that comes and hits us over the head, right? Talk about Biden in a second, but you know, if you look like this, hopefully we're just going back to this blue trend line over here, which is great, and which is basically a channel between the 200-day moving average and, well, the trend line. And if you zoom in onto the day chart, you end up looking at this potential double top that everybody's worried about. Double top is kind of like little mountain ranges. Yeah, that's it. Like two little mountains, you know, and one's a little lopsided over here, but that can be natural. And and the concern is that this double top is an omen for substantially more bad news. And so it's worth noting that things could get worse again. Things do not have to keep going up, right? Luna. How come Kevin no signal Luna? I did. I literally did. You're obviously not a course member. And now because you just spam it, I'm going to turn on the member chat. Blame people. Oh, I forgot to do a thumbnail. Hold on, we got to do a thumbnail too. But anyway, yeah, look, I'm about, I don't know, somewhere around 8% in margin. We were just talking about this in the course member live stream. I'm willing to go to about 10, 11% by the end of the year, 12% if I felt really good. Hold on. How should we do it? There we go. It's a good one. Anyway, willing to go to about 10, 12%, something like that in margin. And that way, if the market crashed more, my margin would go up because the value of my portfolio would go down. So I might end up at like 15, 16, 17, 20% in margin, but I still might take like 10% or 15% and then go shopping. Ideally, I wouldn't want to go over 25%, but I don't know. It depends on how crazy things got. But that's kind of my way of playing this market right now. I don't have any shorts. People keep asking me if I have shorts. I don't have any shorts. Got rid of my shorts. I'm wearing jeans today. See? Jeans. And yeah, I hope this is just the beginning of the end of the pain. I think Joe Biden, as boring as that press conference was, I think boring was exactly as what the market was really looking for. The market heard, hey, you know, maybe we can get a smaller Build Back Better plan done, you know, less worries about inflation, but still get some benefits done. The market liked hearing no lockdowns, no school lockdowns, no business lockdowns, surge of National Guard folks, military folks, doctors, nurses, medics, and 500 million rapid at-home tests for free. That works out. We've got about 122 million households in America, so that works out to almost exactly 4 rapid tests per household. So I expect there'll be some sort of website that they let you sign up for this stuff on. But otherwise, I don't really know what kind of catalyst we have for like a terrible, painful continuation of a dip. People keep talking about, oh no, Kevin, it's the beginning of the end. It's the quantitative easing cycle. Dude, would you look at 2018? We've been through this quantitative easing crap before. Okay, worst case scenario, the market has a little bit of heart palpitations or this, that, or whatever. Who freaking cares? It's not that big of a deal, and it creates opportunities for you to buy the dip. One of the things like that keeps me sane when the market's falling is I just keep adding, and I love it because I just own more of a percentage of these companies, and it's just so delicious. Yeah. All right, let's look at the actual sticks. And of course, remember, if you want to know every single move that I make, whether it's a good move or a bad move, you want to know every single move I make, hopefully more good than bad, check out the Stocks and Psychology of Money group linked down below. You can use the Xmas coupon code, which expires on the evening of Christmas Day. All right. So, great. Let's go ahead and take a look at some sticks and see what's going on here. Okay, so Micron's doing well. We did our video on Nike like I promised. Dave & Buster's, how many times have I said this thing, like buy it under 33, sell it over 37, and it just goes back and forth and back and forth. It's done that pretty well the last couple weeks here. That would be an easy one to regularly trade because it's just so sensitive between that range. And the floor, it doesn't seem to go below 30. So your risk threshold really gets reduced. Like we would need a lot more momentum to really pain momentum to get under 30. Upstart's actually U-turning again a little bit, which is nice coming off of that 130 line over here. Got Sunrun coming back a little bit. A lot of estimates, by the way, suggesting that, yeah, the California new rules for solar suck, but they shouldn't really hurt the market in the longer term. Though, who knows? That could just be, it could be the solar industry saying that. Oh. Non-members just hit a double top. Oh, my pleasure regarding the Nike video. Yeah, I was almost thinking about not posting that because I thought it was boring. But I thought the information was great, but I was just worried people would think it was boring. So today is the 21st day of the 21st year of the 21st century. Wow, we just shared that moment together, that realization together. Me with my level 99 Archer Cup. But when you're level 99, you can get yourself a Dragon Seabow. Do you have a Dragon Seabow? Anyway. So, what else? Cloudflare bouncing off that 130 pretty nicely. 143 I like a lot. Toast is awesome, up 9.7%. That is a nice little recovery U-turn here, especially for a stock that has just been getting destroyed. And today we're finally getting its first bounce off of the floor, really. And this is where it's going to make a lot of sense to pay attention to those floors, because we could go back to those floors, or that's it. We've bounced off the floors, and it's if you want to do shopping, you're gonna have to do a little bit of late shopping and hop in. Toast, I'm gonna write down as a 30 floor. So far we've already written down a lot of these. Matterport had a nice morning this morning as well. Definitely oversold there, coming under 23, 22. Neo's back over 30 finally. Under 30, I have to say, was a steal, but I'm staying away from the Chinese market. So XL Fleet, Camber Energy, Owlet, Volatility, these guys getting whacked. Some of the therapeutics, Pfizer, Moderna, Costco. I'm a little surprised that we're seeing this rotate down a little bit. A lot of recovery stocks moving. Lucid kind of stuck at 38. Kind of interesting to see that Lucid's not moving. Let's compare Lucid to Riv. See, Rivian's up 7% today, and this is its first rotation here, 7%. That really suggests that 90 might be a potential. I think it's too soon to say. I'm not going to write this one down. I think it's too soon to say. Because we really only hit that once, and I still think you've got big headwinds there. So I would watch that in terms of what's to come with what am I trying to say? With deliveries next year. For those who are unfamiliar and did not understand my how should I say it, explanation of the mountain I was trying to depict of the double top. Let me just make it very simple. If you have a top on the left and a top on the right, the bad omen would be stocks going down and crashing. Just super, super quick. Obviously not even a good technical analysis explanation at all. Just roughly for the people in the comments who are like, well, double top, what? Bad omen. And it's on the SPY, but doesn't necessarily mean anything. Traders are looking at it though, but today certainly helps alleviate some of that pain. Anyway, look at DraftKings. Has DraftKings hit a bottom yet? Let's take a look here. DraftKings could also be there. Look at that. We've kind of been bouncing around 27 quite a bit on DraftKings. We might finally be at a bottom there on DKNG. That's not bad. The issue is Fed and Powell cannot raise the Fed funds rate too much because it will balloon the deficit and the rollover long-term debt. Fed risks making debt interest the single biggest budget line. You know, I'm not worried about this because if you look at our interest payments as a percentage of our GDP, our debt burden could literally expand 2.5x. And like you mentioned yourself, you roll the debt, so it takes time for you to actually realize these higher rates. Our debt burden could literally 2.5x in terms of interest payments, and we'd be at the same levels as where we were in the mid 90s. Not worried at all. Not really worried about that at all. Look, I'm not saying it's not something to pay attention to. I don't want to discredit what you're saying, but I think using that 90s comparison is useful. I would look into that, but I appreciate you donating $10 to say that anyway. All right, what else? Let's look at some headlines here. Do we have some news? I don't know if we have some news. What's this? Tesla battery storage? Okay, yeah, that's from this morning. All right, let's see. Okay, thanks for the DM. When does Lucid report deliveries? I don't know, probably first week of January. Even if Rivian had $1 billion of sales this year, its price to sales ratio would be more than Snow. Yeah, Snow is like the barometer of expensive. And honestly, Palantir is right there with Snow. Don't get me wrong. Like I say that, and people are like, well, you fudding Palantir. Like, I'm just giving a fact. Whatever. Anyway. So let's see here. Biden. Okay, we already talked about Biden. Wells Fargo, blah, blah, blah. The delays of the return to office. Okay. Bitcoin went mainstream. It's just as volatile as ever. I don't know about that. I don't really know if that crypto went mainstream in 2021. I think maybe that might be more of a 2022. We'll see. It's always the suits talking about, no, I don't like it because it's volatile. Who cares? Like, take a chill pill. If you want volatility to go down, take a Xanax or not doctor medical advice, or go invest in, I don't know, something boring. Go invest in AT&T. There you go. Invest in AT&T. Then you could guarantee yourself a 7% dividend while the stock price declines 20%. That works, right? Hey, you're a dividend investor. Sorry, that's me. My friend bought Lucid Leafs. What's your opinion of that? I don't think now is a horrible time to make that bet. I don't know when your friend bought it. I mean, if he bought like a couple weeks ago, obviously got screwed. But if they're buying Lucid Leafs now, I don't know. I'll look. I'll take a peek. I want to see what the volatility is because I think the volatility has actually gone down over the past few days. Thoughts on Amidis for a long term? Yeah, I honestly know nothing about therapeutics, and I'm sorry you donated $5 to ask a question I know nothing about, but that's true. Oh yeah, I'm sure the AT&T dividend's gonna go away. They halved it already. I didn't say I didn't believe in crypto long term, but why do I trade it? I trade it because I think that blockchain technology and cryptography are the greatest utility of our century, but they're a utility, which, what are some other utilities you could think of? Well, power, gas, internet. And to me, blockchain technology, and this is not a diss on blockchain tech at all. It's actually very complementary. I think everything's going to use this style of a distributed ledger and cryptography. It's brilliant. It's going to evolve for quantum computing resistance. That's fine. That's simple. People move to a different wallet. And I think it's great. But I don't know that the individual tokens over the long term are going to maintain their value as well as the utility itself. And so that's where I like to be a little more agile. And so that's where I do more of my trading. And also it's a heavily traded asset. It really respects trend lines incredibly well. I mean, you all see the TA almost every single day. Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana, it doesn't matter. These things really respect TA. So it's like, gosh, if you're going to trade something, man, make some dollars trading crypto. IMO. Okay. So what was I going to look at? Oh, we're going to look at some volatility. Okay. Let's look at volatility. And what we're going to do is, what am I trying to do? Lucid. That's right. LCID. Okay. So we're going to look at some historic volatility on LCID. And then we can look at some options. If you're buying options without looking at the historic volatility, I think you're making a mistake. But we talk about that in the course all the time. Okay, so historic volatility for Lucid, it's still elevated right now. It's not great. It's kind of midpoint, the drama that we had in early November. So it's not terrible, and you're at a lower price. It's not horrible. It's not top or bottom, midpoint. It's going to go down over time. I think, look, if you can trade this off of this support line and you get a nice 10%, 20% run, I'd be dipping out of my Lucid calls if I had them, just because I certainly don't want to hold my calls until delivery announcements. And it's no diss, it's no shade on Lucid. Again, I like Lucid. But yeah, I don't know. Would I buy any right now? I don't know. Let's see here. If I went to January's, I don't know. Look at these. They're all down like 8 to 12%, even though the stock price is flat. That's theta decay. That's volatility crush. That's just pain. That happens with options. So you have to be careful with this stuff. But, paying $4, I mean, you're paying like 12%, 11%. It's not, I mean, it's okay. If you want to, it's a YOLO. I don't think I would YOLO them. I would YOLO them after they miss deliveries and then do what happened off of Rivian. Remember the Rivian trade? That was like, come on. That was like, you could be blind and pull that one off. We knew they were going to miss deliveries. And we expect the same, obviously, at Lucid. Again, not blaming them. It just is what it is. Never heard of Blend Labs. Oh, by the way, have I mentioned that this video is brought to you by StreamYard? Go to metkevin.com/StreamYard or go to StreamYard.com/meetkevin and learn about professional broadcasting software that you can get, like the one that I'm using right now, that lets me put up comments like this. And when we do Millennial Money, integrate other people into the chat or the stream. All of the broadcasts that I do when I do interviews, they're all done with StreamYard. So if you want to learn more, go to metkevin.com/StreamYard. Check that out via the link down below. Actually, there is no link down below right now. Let me put a link down below really quick. So just go to, thank you. Hold on. Thank you. StreamYard. There we go. metkevin.com/StreamYard. I did it. Now there's a link down below. Okay. All right. What is this? SPY shooting? Let me take a look at that. You know, what's interesting is I just ended the course member live stream not that long ago, and I'm like, let's watch all the institutional investors and the ETFs come out of the woodworks and buy into the close today. And it doesn't seem like it's moving that much. Wait, hold on. 1.7? Oh, yeah. Yeah. Look at that, because it just dipped a little bit. There you go, though. Look at that. There's your institutional buying again. It's always that last like 5 minutes. It's when they send these executions through. It's hilarious. That's like the lagging sentiment. It's like, oh, we had all these inflows today because people are buying stocks because they're cheaper. It's like a book. You turn the page and you've already read the page. But anyway, Cloudflare, 10%. Went 7 figures into Cloudflare, by the way, for cybersecurity. And yeah, I think it's a great play going forward as well. However, it's a higher valuation play. You're going to want to balance it out with some other lower valuation plays. Other lower valuation plays, in my opinion, not financial advice, would be something like Google. Yeah, I know that's not like it's not like a value play, but it's certainly substantially lower in terms of valuation compared to Cloudflare. Certainly, like Snowflake or Palantir. But how's Nvidia doing? Are they keeping up? Nvidia, they're up 5% today. That's awesome. Grayscale Bitcoin Trust is up a little bit. If you want a discount on Bitcoin, you can buy the GBTC. They do have a management fee, of course. I think it's like 2% or something like that. EXPI is up about 6%. We bought some of that. Enphase, goods up. Oh, there we go. Affirm's coming back. 103, almost 104 again. All right, enjoy the green days. And we hope that Santa Claus is coming to town. That is true. I agree. I think Microsoft is another good play. It's just never one that I went into. Yeah, that's actually a good call. If you wanted to, you could stream Twitch, Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube all at the same time using StreamYard. Thanks for reminding me. Go to metkevin.com/StreamYard to learn more. Yes, broke millionaire. Thanks for complimenting my Tesla buy. Nobody needs to know. Nobody's gonna know. Okay, 90 seconds left. If you got any options you want to buy or close out, now's the time to do it. I mean, aside from the Tesla dip that I bought this morning at 890, which I showed you in this video, I showed you my evidence. I didn't do much buying today. Actually, that's the only buying I did. But I'm not opposed to doing a little bit more by the end of the year. I wouldn't be surprised if we have a little bit more red that comes up. So I'm just being a little, tentative. And you know what? If it ends up running, it's fine with me because I bought so much. I'm in margin again. And I always talk about wanting to be out of margin. Yet when we get these bloody times and everybody's like, you catching a falling knife, I just buy. That's it. I buy. And then I sit here with my glass straw and my coffee. That's right, Helen. I showed the evidence. Should I buy Nvidia right now? Sold mine this morning for a margin call. Oh, you got margin call. Well, you got margin call. Get out of margin. That's what you should focus on right now is get out of margin. All right. Let's see here. Let's get that closing bell. Woo!
We've talked about it often. After the first trade, it has typically been a good time to potentially consider selling. But overall, not a lot of selling today. As we look at the broader indexes, the S&P up perhaps as much as 1.8% here at the close, and the NASDAQ inching closer to a 2.5% gain.
Even more for small caps, up 3% there on the close. Strong finish. Welcome back to Closing Bell. I'm Sarah Eisen here with David Faber, who is in today for Wilfred.
All right, Sarah. Sarah says it's green. 1.61% on the Dow, 1.78% on the S&P 500, 2.4% on the NASDAQ, 2.95% on the Russell. Recovery stocks trying to recover. How dare they? It is true, though. Recovery stocks are recovering today. We'll see. I still think no guarantees, but I still think there's going to be a period of time where we get this critical meeting point of peak Delta hospitalizations and deaths combined with peak cases for Omicron, and you're going to get a little bit of a freak out. I think right now you've got some euphoria around the recovery stocks because of Biden's optimism about no lockdowns, but I think that's not really going to be up to Biden. A lot of that's going to be up to individual consumers, while tech will always end up being a TINA play. TINA play obviously is there is no alternative. And whether we head into a period of slowing inflation, or if we head towards something like deflation, I think the tech plays are ideally where you want to be. No guarantees. Hold on one sec. Let's take a look at some of these other ones. Okay. So leftover opportunities, though. Let's read off the bottoms again. So I've been reading off this bottoms list, and we're off some of these bottoms. The bottoms we had were, and the closer you are to the bottom, in my opinion, the more safety you have, unless we get like a big momentum move to the downside. But the bottoms we had were Lemonade 40, DocuSign 140, SoFi 14, Beyond Meat 62 to 65, Cloudflare 129, Enphase 180. And see, Enphase is like 188 right now. It's not like you're substantially above that. Right, so it's not like you're paying a massive premium above that. Like Hood was at 18 as a floor ish. It briefly fell below that. Matterport 21 to 22, Peloton 40, Carnival Cruise Line 1780, Affirm 92, Toast 30. Big deal. Like some of these companies are still relatively close to these levels. I know we had a green day today, but 930 even for Tesla, 940 for Tesla. It's not insulting. It's not that bad. Like I don't blame somebody for buying at these prices. So I think that's why I'm still willing to add to this market before we get into January, when it's possible prices just go ridiculous again. Let's see here. Okay, so let's see. Okay. Russell 2000 has best day since 2000 or August. Since August. Whatever. Small cap recovery. It's going to be interesting to watch. I think there's a trade. There's definitely a trade there. Don't get me wrong. There is a trade in the recoveries. But right now, there might be a bigger trade. Oh, I still got to do my cat mouse video. There might be a bigger trade in some of the smaller caps, like like Corsair or Shift Technologies, waiting for some sort of bigger U-turn in these smaller companies that actually have not hit bottoms yet. Shift, did we rotate yet? It's like we're barely starting to form a bottom at $3 on Shift. And Corsair, see, look at that. Corsair U-turning a little bit off of that bottom. That's nice, seeing that $20 bottom. I love bottoms. In the stock market. Okay, let's see. DocuSign. How is DocuSign? Let's take a look at that. See, again, DocuSign, no matter what, it's just, DocuSign is the first test of this market. You hit a floor, and you just don't go under that floor. That's great. Upstart is not bad. They're a profitable company. Look into Upstart. They've really come down substantially. Let me look at their forward valuation here. Hold on a second. So Upstart, we can do this for a few companies. Let's see. Upstart. Okay. Upstart this year is expecting $2 of EPS, which means you're selling for about 75 times forward. Expected to get to about $3 in 2023. I don't have estimates going out any further. It's still a relatively small company in terms of revenue, sitting at about 625 last 12 months as of September 30th, expecting somewhere around 800 million by the end of 2021. Oh, I guess it'll become a large company here soon when it goes over $1 billion. It's already got a $12 billion market cap, though. Potentially even a little higher at this point. Let's see here. So Upstart, I almost prefer SoFi though to Upstart, but both of them do have some lending headwinds. So do keep that in mind as well. You're either loan consolidation or student lending, which it'll be interesting to see what happens with student loans once forbearance ends. Are people going to try to refinance their student loans, which could be good for SoFi? It's interesting. PL for the Tina factory. There is no alternative satellite array. See, I don't know anything about satellites. You know, if I was like a satellite engineer, I worked for SpaceX, I'd probably be all over that stuff. I'd be all over it. But I'm not, and I don't. Hey, we talked about a HUD 8 YOLO this morning. It actually recovered a little bit. Look at that. That's a nice little bottom we're starting to form over here. Ooh, I like that. Yeah, look at that. And we've kind of sat around this level before. See that here? This is in September. We sat around 750. We just broke that 750 back to the upside. That's not bad. It's not bad for HUD. Now, HUD obviously moves in accordance with a lot of BTC. And if we go to the hour chart on BTC, we're just slightly above a support here. It's terrible trend, though. Look at that trend on the hour. That's just trashy. Ugh. It's almost too perfect. Look at those lower highs. My goodness. Ew. Stop it. Let's draw that right here. Oh, yeah. Look at this. There we go. Okay. And let's draw our bottom. Not as clear. Yeah, not as clearly as defined. But still, yeah, it's not that great. I was hoping for something a little bit more clear than that. That doesn't help. No, I'm going to kill this one. But anyway, interesting little ceiling there on the hour chart. Let me go out to the day chart on BTC. Yeah. Is this the day chart? Hold on a second. It doesn't look like the day chart. Sometimes we will get so buggy. There we go. Okay. Yeah, okay, it is. So, yeah, look at that day chart. And we drew that on the hour, but it looks really, I mean, bad, but also good on here. Wait a second. That almost extends. That almost perfectly extends. Look at this. If I try to keep that consistent to the lower bounds as I had it, that's creepy. Look at that. That's a good one. Yeah, I don't love that. Hopefully we break through that on the upside here. Kevin, you don't need to draw it. It comes pre-made. Okay. It's like a little kit you open up, like a Kinder egg. Anybody ever get those Kinder eggs? You know, I'm mad that they stopped doing the assembly toys and the Kinder eggs. That was very annoying. I did not like that. Do we really care about BlackBerry earnings? I mean, who's still using a BlackBerry? I mean, that was cool before the iPhone. 2006 days. All right. What else? eBay, Playboy. Okay, we talked about therapeutics. Talked about Lucid, United Wholesale 629, Mattel. How have these guys been doing? Yeah, they've been on this little up and down roller coaster here. I think there are a lot of opportunities in potentially picking up manufacturers that when supply chain shortages end, do very well. I think Mattel could be one of those. I think companies like here, we'll call them shortage manufacturers. Shortage manu. So companies that would benefit from getting over some of the supply shortages. Hasbro wasn't that good because they could they consider themselves much more resilient. But even like the robotics ones, the ABB, we're reading that earnings report in the Nike video I made. Roku, 231, still a big discount. Apple, CrowdStrike, AMC over 30, great. DD's at $6. Yeah, like if they end up going to the Hong Kong Stock Exchange or Shanghai, they'll end up sitting somewhere around what, 815, I think it was, the equivalent, whatever they IPO'd for. Acknowledge me. You're acknowledged. Blend Labs. Somebody's very excited about Blend Labs. All right, anyway. When is BlackBerry today? Oh, it's at 5. We're not gonna watch that. We'll see that tomorrow. Pinterest still in the toilet. Etsy back to that 225 level. Lemonade at 46. Really good solid bounce off of 40 there. Even Tattooed Chef's almost 17 again. Look at that. Cardano's having a little bit of a jump here. Nice. And it's been stuck in this lower Fibonacci. Oh, man, it's been so dirty. People got mad when I sold it just like right around $2. I'm like, that's okay. I'll be back. I'm back. Let's see. Snap. But people always get mad if you sell their stock, you know? Oh, Roblox is over 100. Wow, I did not realize Tesla did 4% today. But then again, it fell so hard. I really wonder if Elon sold this morning. Like, who did that? Enphase, I mean, under 190 to me is still a bargain. Not like the 150 we saw in May, but still. Neo did well, 7%. Back to 30. Matterport 8. What else? Embraer on that SPAC deal, yeah. Okay. Yeah, it usually doesn't work that way. Justin says, if Upstart goes back to its all-time high, which was like $400, it's 160% return. You know, that's like me expecting Matterport to go back to $37. It was like pure momentum, you know? So I don't really care if somebody on Twitter said Elon's done selling his stock. Unless Elon says he's done selling his stock, he doesn't have to be done selling his stock. So DWAC launching a text campaign. Burn my grilled cheese waiting for a response on my super chat. Adding extra. I don't know anything about AEHR, but now I feel bad. AEHR. Test system? What is this? What is the stuff people ask me about? Sells, manufactures, and develops systems that reduce the cost of dynamic random access memory and other memory devices. I couldn't tell you the first thing about this. I can't invest in this until I answer what's stopping NVIDIA from just having this technology in-house. Why do I need to pay? Or Corsair might be a better example as a memory provider. You say, I don't even know who all the memory providers are. I couldn't even get started for you. I mean, I guess I could look at the financials for giggles. I'll do it for you. Let's see here. Somebody says DWAC text. Oh my gosh. Okay. We have a $482 million market cap. We're looking at so far last 12 months, $20 million in revenue. Might go up to $50 million in revenue this year. I mean, they're expected to grow about 40% in 2023 and 2024 and actually have earnings, 42 cents this year. No, I'm sorry, loss this year, 42 cents next year. It's not bad, 36 times 2022. But again, I know nothing about it. And if I don't know anything about it, I'm a paper hand that sucker. That's the thing. If you're clueless about a stock, you become a paper hander. Because when it turns red, you're like, oh my gosh, what do I do? What did I get myself into? Oh, Hustle Smart wants to remind everybody to use the Xmas coupon code before the price goes up like a Grinch on Christmas Day. Like, but it'll be at night. It'll be at night, so it's okay. You know, Christmas is in the morning. Patrick, we'll look forward to having you. If you're going in big on digital advertising in 22, you might want to look up the cookie apocalypse that's coming. It'll change digital advertising forever. Okay. Cookie. Now, are we talking macadamia nuts or chocolate chip? Because Lauren used to work at Mrs. Fields. And I'll tell you, those White Macs, when they were fresh, oh my gosh. Especially the little ones. Like, you know how you could get like one cookie for the same price as you could get the 4? Man, those are good. Alrighty. Blend looks like the FinTech Theranos cross blockdown. It's not a good thing to compare any company to anything Elizabeth Holmes has touched. I should learn how to do the Elizabeth Holmes voice. That'd be kind of cool. I'm not even going to try right now. Anyway, I got to go. I just did an interview with Al Goran.